but I remember I touched my sweater and it was soft. Take that in, guys. I have not touched new clothes in like several years. Hey there, my handsome and little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobras Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra, and this is Life After Minimalism series. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. Okay, so today's video is going to be 5 things to try or that I'm going to be doing to kind of add back into your life, and I hope that these might help somebody else out who've kind of reached a certain point where, and I feel like I've reached this too, where it's like you declutter and you've let go of a lot of things that didn't serve you, but now you have like a lot of space and a lot of time and you're kind of wondering, okay, like now what? So I'm going to be calling this the adding phase of minimalism. Okay, number 1, more food. As I've mentioned in some of my other videos, I think that sometimes the decluttering bug kind of spreads into all areas of our lives. I have mentioned that in some aspects of my minimalism, I was vegan for 2 years, and I also cut out all processed food. So I didn't eat any junk food, any gluten, any bread, any candies, any treats. I rarely ate out. I did meal preps. I even would bring my meal preps to the restaurant to eat with my classmates while I was in medical school. I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to do at the time. Honestly, like I'm not hating on my journey. I'm just explaining some of the things that I kind of experienced. So if you're kind of like a little bit tired of being very like decluttering even with your food, I think that this would be a good time to introduce trying some new stuff in your life, whether it be like new healthy foods or even processed foods, eating out more, cooking at home more. I think that it's okay to try foods. We don't have to constantly be meal prepping or cutting out food groups. If that's something you've been thinking about, this is your sign. You can definitely add in things that you love back into your life. For me, I started eating more pizza. I've been eating more jiaozi, which is like Chinese dumplings. I have ice cream at night. I've eaten cookies, and yeah, I put on weight, but it's okay. I think it's perfectly okay. I think I look a little bit emancipated. I'm not even gonna lie. I think that it's okay to enjoy food in moderation. Number 2, new clothes. This one is a really, really, really big one. So I want to treat this one with care. When I say new clothes, I'm not saying go ahead and blow all your money at the mall and just splurge a brand new wardrobe. Although if you've been an extreme minimalist for a while, maybe this one might actually be okay for you. I think you can do that. But when I say new clothes, I mean it in whatever is sustainable for you. I know that a lot of minimalists are very sustainable, which I definitely applaud. I'm not the most of sustainable minimalists. I mean, I am because I don't buy a lot, so that in itself is already pretty sustainable. But what I mean to say is I think I've made my peace with buying some new clothes, new from the store. I don't know who needs to hear that. I know that that's not a common thing that's in minimalism, and maybe I might get some hate for it. I know it's very black sheep of me to say that, but if you'd like to buy something new at the store, I think it's okay. I think everything in moderation is fine. But that's not to say though then, okay, forget secondhand shopping. I think it's fine too. It's just figuring out what is sustainable for you. Honestly, I've been recently doing secondhand shopping and it's kind of pricey, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm really surprised, and I kind of understand why. I've recently like read that sometimes the sustainability movement is unfair to the lower class because we're asking of them to stretch themselves beyond what's capable to suit the vanity of the upper class. I know my topics are very classist and most people don't really like hearing this, so I try my best to be as sensitive with this as I can. What I'm just trying to say is if you feel like just financially you just, for whatever reason or just your own circumstances, don't allow you to buy secondhand, I think it's okay to cop some new pieces. And the other thing that I want to mention is that you shouldn't feel guilty if you need to cop some new pieces, because that is something that I definitely struggled with. I have definitely fallen to the ground to cry because I was like, I can't believe I bought myself something new. You know, it's really funny. For Black Friday, I finally copped some new pieces, and I think I'm going to be doing my Black Friday haul really, really late. But I remember I touched my sweater and it was soft. Take that in, guys. I have not touched new clothes in like several years. I didn't know material could be so soft. I don't even know like what the implications of that are. I feel like that's pretty deep rooted, but I was like, this sweater is so soft. It was a sweater from Uniqlo and it was furry and it was soft. My own sweaters are so ratted because I don't own a lot of clothes and I wear them every single day and I wear them for years on end. I think I've mentioned I wear my clothes out for like 3 to 4 years before I replace them. That touching a soft sweater was so foreign to me. So anyway, what I want to say is I think that when you add new pieces into your life, don't feel guilty if your clothes are really ratty and you need to buy something new. I think it's perfectly okay within moderation. Okay, number 3, new hobbies. I know that in minimalism, one of the common tips is decluttering the excess of hobbies that you have in your life that you aren't really doing. Get rid of the guitar, you're not playing music, you haven't touched it, it's dusty. Get rid of the skates, you never went skating. Get rid of the I don't even know what, right? But I think that if you've decluttered and you've given minimalism like a good run and you're kind of like stuck and feeling stagnant and you're wondering like, what can I add back into my life? I think that a good place to start that isn't materialistically or like adding material stuff into your life would actually be bringing a new hobby into your life. I don't know what that hobby may be for you. That's something that only you can answer, but I think that you definitely have the space now to do it, and you shouldn't feel guilty. I think that we've gotten so used to decluttering hobbies out of our life, and hobbies take the brunt of the minimalism, fanaticism, that we're just like, no hobbies. But I think it's okay to have new hobbies. Some new hobbies that I've kind of introduced into my life is photography. If you guys seen, I've become really, really active on my Instagram. Follow me at Mignon Cobra. Shameless plug. I've fallen in love with photography. I take pictures of myself shamelessly. I try on all my different clothes and with all my bags, and I take pictures and I pose, and I feel so beautiful. I feel like there's so much self-love and appreciation for myself because I've spent a lot of years hating myself. So I'm in a place now with my photography to show myself some love. And my phone is like completely maxed out. I think all 256 GB is just literally a bunch of like shameless selfies. But I'm really enjoying the photography in my life. I felt like I couldn't have photography in my life because that's like, I'm filling up my phone with a bunch of photos. That's not digital minimalism. So I think that it's okay to have some new hobbies in your life, whatever that may be for you. Oh, another new hobby that I've also been enjoying. I've been watching a lot of TV and I don't feel guilty. Number 4, small pleasures. Minimalism definitely advocates for a lot of self-discipline, which I think is in itself a very beautiful thing. Nothing will set you free the way that discipline will. But I definitely do think it's okay and we should not feel guilty to have small pleasures in our life, whatever that may be for you. Some small pleasures for myself that were considered anti-minimalistic, but I had to put my foot down. I have kind of grown in these recent weeks to put my foot down and draw a boundary where no, I'm not decluttering this. This actually makes me happy and I don't care that it's not minimalistic. And one of them is buying a designer coffee. I buy Starbucks, I go to Timmy's. I could make it at home and I do for the most part, but I never ever feel guilty when I have Starbucks. If you follow me on Instagram, you guys see that like every weekend I get myself a latte, flavor of the week, and I don't feel bad and I don't feel guilty because honestly, at the end of the day, we're all going to die. I know it's really morbid, but if that's what it takes for you to not feel guilty for the things that bring you small pleasures, please, then take it, right? Another small pleasure that makes me happy is doing my makeup, wearing jewelry, doing my nails. These are not minimalistic by any means, especially in the female minimalism community. These nail polish, there's like a lot of toxins in them. Jewelry is very like vain and superficial. What I want to say is that if you want to include more small pleasures in your life, I would like to express my wish that you can do so in a way where you don't feel guilty. Okay, number 5, and this one is extremely controversial, so I'll let you guys know I'm really excited to talk about it, and that is luxuries. I have a love-hate relationship with minimalism and luxury, and that's just my own personal take. This is obviously not a reflection of minimalism or of luxury per se. This is just like my own take on it. There's times where I'm very happy with the decision that I have luxury in my minimalism, and there's other times where I'm like, screw luxury, it's a waste of money. I hate this part of the rat race. I don't want it anymore. I have filmed 2 different videos about why I decluttered luxury out of my life, and I still haven't published them because I'm not quite ready to make that bold statement because I just keep going back and forth between it. So I kind of understand why it's such a taboo thing in the minimalism community that certain luxury things you can and can't have. And honestly, like I don't even know. Like I'm not an expert or an authority on this topic. I just wanted to share my thoughts on it because that's something that I've struggled with, and I've had lots of subscribers reach out to me to tell me the same thing, like whether it be like, oh, we're so glad that you are okay with having luxury in your life. And you know what, honestly, luxury is relative. What's luxurious to me might not even be luxurious to other people. I don't think some people consider Coach luxurious. I consider Coach luxurious. I remember when I used to go through the mall when I was younger and I would pass the Coach store, and I was like, I promised myself when I was older and I could afford to do so, like I was gonna be like that, I don't even know what's the word, like that classy 30-something with her like Coach bag. And I know that Coach now maybe is not really luxurious anymore, but the thing is, it's luxurious to me and it makes me really happy. I think the leather quality is amazing. I love the little logo. It has good childhood memories for me, so I indulge that. I mean, I could cut that out of my life and be like, I don't need that. I don't need materialistic things dictating my minimalism. But I don't know. I think after 7 years doing this, I'm just kind of at a place where I'm like, I don't think it needs to be that deep. I think that I really do like that idea that if it sparks joy, that's a good criterion. I think Marie Kondo, she hit the hammer on the nail on the hammer. She hit the head on the nail. She got it right. I think that at the end of the day, you should be using your minimalism to figure out what sparks joy, what makes you happy. Like, which I think what she means by that is like, what makes you feel like you're living your best life, and that's what minimalism is. If your minimalism happens to be more privileged than somebody else's, I think I'll be the first one to say it. As somebody who did not come from a privileged background, please don't feel guilty. Like, that would be like me getting upset that like I have hot running water when like there were times when I lived in China and I didn't, and now I can't have hot running water because like I didn't before, so like how dare I have hot running water now? That doesn't seem very logical to me. I feel like if we're privileged to have stuff and we can have it and it's not hurting anybody, please don't feel guilty. I think we should just express gratitude for the good things that we do have in our lives. Alright, so these are 5 things that I've been adding back into my life. I hope that this has helped anybody else out who's wondering what to do. I finished decluttering, now what? Comment down below if you have your own take on this. I would love to read it, and so would everybody else in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!